Good morning and welcome to a new day and a new paddling adventure. Today I'm going to put my canoe out in the water here at Alice Wyth Lake, down near the edge of Cedar Falls, between Cedar Falls and Waterloo. Going to paddle out here, see what I can find, maybe great blue herons, maybe some shorebirds. Anyway, see what I can find out here. It is early, it's just before 7 o'clock. Get on the water here before it gets too hot and before the sun gets too high, and see what's out there. So join me on this trip. Let's see what we can find. I think I have everything set up to start this little outing, just to show you how pretty it is before we get back where I believe we might see some more things. I don't know, what do you think? Pretty? Sure seems pretty to me. Do have a breeze today, so let's hope that the windscreens on the mic do their job. When I first got here, a great blue heron flew off here to the right. This little passageway kind of takes you to another lake, or think of an hourglass. See if I can find it. I wasn't really sure where to paddle this morning, so Alice Wyth got the nod. This is one of them lakes that I don't do very often. But I wanted somewhere where I could go and wouldn't have to put up with a lot of boat traffic once it gets warmer, and just have some quiet. I see a shorebird, probably something in the sandpiper family up ahead. Notice how it's bobbing a bit. That's typical of sandpipers. I didn't need it to fly into the shade. Doing something different today. Instead of having all of my camera equipment up front, I've got that loaded in a dry bag, and then just the bare essentials are in front of me. The dry bag is behind me. It changes the balance of the canoe a bit. I'm just doing a test. I was thinking yesterday it's time for me to go to the boundary waters. I might try to sneak away here in the next few weeks before it's too late. So the reason that I moved my big camera bag and my gear into a dry bag behind the seat is I needed more room in front, because I have a tripod set up. I've got this long camera on a tripod, this long lens on a tripod in the canoe, and I needed space. I was getting choked for space. So it's the first time I've tried it this way, and so far it seems to be okay. It may affect the tracking too, the way the weight is distributed. which would be fine because this canoe doesn't track all that well. It's tolerable, but it could be better. The great blue heron, if you haven't seen it, is up to the left. There's a log pile out of the water, and it's along that log pile. So I'll just work my way up there slow. Oh, there's some ducks in front of the log pile too. You don't want to paddle directly towards them or fast. You don't want to do anything fast, and I may have to start whispering. Nope, it's gonna fly. I can tell already, unless it's seeing something in the water. This might be one that just is too skittish to get pictures of. Boy, that road noise is atrocious. Didn't realize it'd be so loud. I think the heron's focused on fishing, minnows or frogs or crawdads. Hey, there's a green heron to the right on a stick leaning down into the water. I didn't even see that before. Okay, 2 herons, 1 spot. That's kind of special. You never know with green herons. Some will sit and some will not. Don't want to push him too much. The wind is moving me. Oh, this is neat. He's just sitting there. I'm even moving my paddles so that I can adjust my position. Unbelievable. I'll take it. Folks, there it is, green heron, all its glory. Not even looking at me. Not even paying attention. I'm not sure if it even cares. I think it's gonna fly. Folks, if I don't get another picture today, I'm satisfied. I am satisfied. Came out here for great blue herons, shorebirds, and leave with what I'm guessing are many great pictures of a green heron. So now, for those wondering, now you know how easy it is. You just put it in a canoe, go paddling, find birds, and take pictures. And you know I'm being a bit on the sarcastic side. It's not that easy. You have to know what you're looking for, be comfortable on the water with this equipment, know how to run your equipment, and then you shoot the pictures. A little practice, anyone can do it. Like any endeavor, any passion. Practice and it gets easier. And hopefully your skills improve. I guess I didn't expect this road noise to be so pronounced. I'll bet this sound system's picking up every bit of it. All right, the great blue heron and the green heron flew off, so let's see what else we can find. All right, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a killdeer sitting up there, hardly moving. Yep, it's ordinary. It's a ordinary shorebird, but it is a shorebird nonetheless. That's a different angle in them pictures. If they work, I'll include it in the final video. We haven't had enough rain all summer to do much, and certainly to keep this full. So we've got areas that are exposed that aren't normally. We've got another pond that I wanted to paddle this morning that doesn't have any water in it. That was a bit disappointing, but ended up being good. All right, by looking at the view here, you might be able to tell where I'm at. Why I hear so much road noise. The wildlife has gotten used to it. It's me that hasn't. This configuration that I have today is a little bit different than what I normally do. I have my video camera up on the thwart, the cross member of the canoe. Tripod is behind that, so it's really out of reach to get to that video camera to turn it off and on. I've got a wireless mic sitting by the camera to pick up the paddles. I've got a wireless mic on my shirt. And then to turn the camera, the video camera on and off, I'm using voice command. So I would imagine anybody that might be watching me or seeing me from the shoreline, if there is anybody, are wondering, why is he talking to himself? And why does he talk to his camera to turn it on and off? But so far it's working. Gives me some flexibility, some options. I don't remember ever paddling this far back in this pond. It's kind of interesting. You see a mix of wildlife and you see a mix of a different version of wildlife. I find it interesting what people choose to do with their time and money. It takes a lot of spray paint, takes a lot of time to go mark that stuff up, where very few people will see it. But who am I to judge? Other than that, it's taxpayer property. Well, I'll be surprised if I don't see something back here. I'm still so close to the road, as evidenced by the noise. But look at the visuals. What a contrast. And I really don't know how far back this goes. I intend to find out. And I might be finding out. Looks like I might be at the end of the water road, but I'll keep going down just because quite often it's at the end where things are at. So kingfisher, the ever elusive kingfisher. You can see him, but you seldom get close enough for a decent photo unless you're cropping it, strongly cropping it. At the risk of sounding like Cliff Clavin from Cheers, for those who remember it, I'll give you a tidbit of information. With kingfishers, the female is more colorful than the male, which is opposite of most bird species. It's really shallow here. I like to get a little closer to the kingfisher though, if it's just going to sit there. Maybe I can't. It'd be nice if it turned so you could see its breast. That's where the color is. It differentiates the males from the females. Nope. I managed to get turned around. I'll work my way back out of here into that more open water. Nothing says wild more than an 18-wheeler crossing the bridge over where you're paddling, along with 1,000 cars. Or nothing says wild more than ducks and green herons and great blue herons and kingfisher. I can't remember if the bike trail goes underneath this overpass, this bridge, making it easy to get up here and do this amateur artwork or not. Seems to me it might. I think I've ridden it before. Underneath here. I just didn't realize the extent of the artwork. It's an interesting message. I want to feel loved. Earlier I mentioned that I'm using voice commands to record the video. You might wonder why is that important? Why do I do that? Well, what I've been learning is if I just put the camera on and record without taking any breaks, then not only do I have an exceptionally long video, but I have to more or less go through the entire paddling trip again just to find the clips, or the hiking trip, or whatever I'm doing. I have to go through it to find the clips that I want. Whereas now there's no need to record continuously, so why put myself through all that time later on when I'm doing the post-production on it? That is why I am using the voice command. And in addition to the fact that I can't easily reach it with the tripod set up in front of me in this canoe. This is what my setup looks like. Hopefully the lighting is okay. So I can't tell right now, but I'll do a little turn here to make sure that you can see it. But as you can tell, I'm rather crowded with this camera and tripod setup here. So for that reason, I use the voice commands. I just made a little adjustment in my audio now. We're gonna see if it's really noticeable, good or bad. I bought this new system, and this is only my second time trying it out. And I didn't realize that up until now, all of my audio had been recorded mono, so right and left channels mixed to mono. I paused the video for a bit there and changed my audio settings to stereo. And we'll see. You guys are gonna get to hear a live demonstration of what difference it makes, if any. It does make a difference for me controlling the video or the audio mixing as I put this end video together. We'll see. Up ahead to the right, there are ducks. I hope this picture works out like it looks. It might be. The wood duck is hiding underneath that overhanging tree with her young. People sometimes wonder why I go to this trouble of paddling and mixing paddling and photography and the risk that goes with it. And I have had some issues, some very expensive issues, lessons learned doing this. But I'll tell you what, from the water, the vantage point of the water, you see things you don't see from the shore. It's just a different look. Add to that I thoroughly enjoy paddling, and it's just it makes sense to mix them. And I take every precaution I can to protect my equipment. But you do have to have your equipment out to do some of your work. I will not take unnecessary risks, though. One of the things to think about when you're shooting nature photos is you got to be watching ahead. There's a whole family of ducks there that haven't moved, and you just watch for shapes. And she's just let me sneak up on her. Oh, I don't know if she made some noise. She got their attention. She got them moving. She makes a sound that we can't even hear, telling her, let's go. Now there's something else in the water here. In front of this log, right there, that's a carp working in the water. I don't know if you can even see it. I know that GoPro is such a wide field of view, I don't know if you'll see it. But I'll pop up stills if I get them. Well, I'm back to the dock now, so it's time to wrap up this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed going along with me virtually on this paddling trip. You've seen how I photograph, or at least make some of the pictures of like great blue herons, green herons, some waterfowl and some shorebirds, and even a carp if it turned out. If you like these kind of videos, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you've stayed with it this long, I do thank you for watching.